Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in. Um, Today I wanted to make a video talking about the power of your attention, your intention, and meditation as well. So I wrote down a few notes just so that I don't get all scattered and I get the message clear and, get it across in a way that you guys can understand. So first off, I'd like to talk about what exactly I mean by attention. It's really, it's pretty basic actually. It's just your consciousness. It's like, for example, if you place your consciousness on your arm, that's what I mean by that. You're placing your awareness or your consciousness on something, and that would be your attention. And then you have your intention, which is the motivation, so to speak, behind what you are doing, whether it's the words that you're speaking, whether it's the actions that you're partaking in. It could be anything. And then I'd like to talk about the power of these two things combined. And so what you guys have to understand is that our heart and our brain, along with all of the other glands in our body and the spinal column and the endocrine system, they emit electromagnetic fields. The heart and the brain are the most uh, they're the most important in this conversation. Really, they're all important, and this is what makes up your quote unquote aura or your biofield. And if you guys want to look into this, I would recommend you check out the Heart Math Institute. They have a lot of really good information on the heart magnetic field and the brain's magnetic field. They both emit electromagnetic fields. Um, so, with our attention, we can sort of quote unquote manipulate these fields to pull in energy, cosmic energy, white light energy. And this is where your intention comes in, because it's not so much about visualization. And if you guys have a hard time like closing your eyes and visualizing something, like seeing it with your mind's eye clearly, that I'm sure it might be more powerful if you can do that, but it isn't really important. We just need to have the intention to bring in quote unquote cosmic energy, God energy, white light energy, source energy. And what you do is you draw this in, and with your attention, you're following it, and it comes in through your crown, and it forms like a torus. So if you guys don't know what a torus or a toroidal field looks like, look up on YouTube or Google. Just look up a toroidal field or torus, and it's basically like a three-dimensional sort of donut shape, and right down the center, which would be right, here in our core, there's sort of a funnel, which what we're doing is we're breathing in through this funnel and we're pulling in energy through this funnel. So it comes in, and it comes in through our crown, and it comes down, and it goes through the middle of your brain. So you have two brain hemispheres. You have one on the right and one on the left. And basically what these brain hemispheres do is they sort of polarize your consciousness, and this is why you experience duality. This is why you experience like, I forget which side is which, but like one side of the brain would be the masculine side, and then one side of the brain would be the feminine side, and this basically polarizes your consciousness. But when you breathe in through these brain hemispheres and you pull it in, and right in between the brain hemispheres you have the pituitary gland and then the pineal gland, by the way. And so you're activating, you just want to like have the intention that while you're pulling in the energy and it's going through all of these centers, you want to just have the intention that it's going to expand them and inflate them and fill them with light. And so you're going through the brain hemispheres, and this is really important because if you're doing this correctly, after about 10 or 15 minutes you will step into what is called the 0 point. I'm sorry, there's a dog freaking out there. You'll activate and step into what is known as the 0 point, which is sort of a black hole at the middle of a black hole, or a point just right at the center of the torus. And this is what Tesla regarded as like it was a source of free energy, and when you tap into that, it's like, you know, what they call ego death in the psychedelic psychonaut world. They call that ego death, and so you might experience that. And so breathing through the brain hemispheres is really important when it comes to that. And then also bringing the energy. So what you do is you bring it in through the crown, through the brain hemispheres or your third eye, and you bring it down to your throat, to your heart, into your belly, and you do a full belly breath. And at the peak of your inhalation, you can hold for like 4 seconds and just sort of bless the energy, just feel it. And then when you're ready to exhale, and this is where so with your inhalation, you're pulling in energy, right? And then with your exhalation, you're expelling it. You can move it downwards through your sacral chakra, through your root chakra. And then what you can do is you can let the energy build up in your root chakra. And this is really important if you want to activate your kundalini and astral project or something like that. Basically what you're doing is you're bringing in this life force energy, this sexual energy. You're bringing it in, and then you can store it at the root, or you can actually, I'm sure some of it will still stay there at the root, so it will build up, but you can also move this energy downwards through your legs and then down and out your feet, and that will sort of ground you. And eventually what you can do with that is move it down and out your feet and then into your Earth Star chakra. But I would focus on activating the 7 main chakras first, just because, I mean, there's no real point in activating your Earth Star and your Soul Star chakras if your 7 main chakras are imbalanced and out of whack or whatever. So the benefits to doing this, well, like I mentioned, you will tap into the quote-unquote 0 point, which I have some pages up right here. It says right here, the 0 point is a tiny space of no thing in between the 2 vortices. They call it the toroidal vortex model. And then right here, at the very center of the torus is a singularity, a black hole, or a 0 point. This point is a place of limitless potential and generative reorganization and stabilization. And then also, I'm sure if you guys have done any research on Joe Dispenza, or the HeartMath Institute, I don't know if they do work together or not, but the HeartMath Institute talks a lot about heart-brain coherence, and the definition for that is coherence is the state when the heart, mind, and emotions, are in energetic alignment and cooperation. This state is associated with sustained positive emotion and a high degree of mental and emotional stability. So those are some of the benefits. And you know, guys, it's really not even just a mental, spiritual, or physical. That's a weird way to. That was a weird order to say it in. It isn't just one, thing. It's not just a spiritual thing. It's not just a physical thing. It's not just an emotional or mental thing. It's part of a holistic field of health. And what that necessarily means is that there's benefits to pretty much everything. If you guys have any like aches or pains, that could be because there's like energy blocked in your body. And if you guys have, like inflammation, bringing in this energy, and because what you're doing when you expand those chakras, you allow for the energy to move more freely through your body. And then at the same time, not only are you activating your chakras, but you're activating your torus or your aura. They're the same thing. And, and basically what this will do is it keeps your body working optimally. It gets rid of all the shit, like all the you'll flush out toxins faster. You will just feel better. You'll have more energy, and you will be more like in balance, hormonal wise, and also just like, you know, the mental clarity that you will have, and you'll just feel more connected to spirit and on, you know, it's just like a beautiful tool that I have been gifted, and I just want to share with everybody because this is basically the secret. This is what the powers that be, the cabal, this is what they don't want people to know, because they would rather us be deactivated. This is the reason why they have fluoride in the water. This is the reason why they have, you know, toxic food so readily available, but you can't even find like, well, you can find like organic food, but it's, why is it that like organic foods are so much more expensive than like a shitty McDonald's burger and fries? You know what I mean? Like, if that doesn't seem wrong to you, then I don't, it's just so messed up. And then, you know, all the pollution that's in the air and the vaccines, you know, and I'm not going to go too into that, but for the most part, we have been completely deactivated. I would say for the most part, people, like, their Taurus or their aura isn't working properly. It's either not working properly or not working at all. And so doing this will get that energy flowing. It'll reactivate, it'll expand your chakras, it'll get your Taurus functioning properly. And this is just, it's also really great when it comes to astral projection and working on developing your light body, because yeah, well, I'll go into that in another video, and I want to make a video also talking about activating the Earth Star and the Soul Star chakras. I'll probably go into the 0 point a little bit more in another video, and probably some astral projection stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys got something from this. I hope it helps you in some way, shape, or form. Alright, anything else? I think that's it. Oh, 444, perfect. Alright, I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Peace out.